Bahrain, second week. No fireworks, no celebrations, just data, just silence, just a pattern forming in the desert heat that nobody saw coming. And one man, a former world champion, sitting behind a screen, watching telemetry, watching onboards, and going quiet. Because what Nico Rosberg saw in that second week wasn't adaptation, it was domination. Already, in February. Here's the question nobody is asking. What happens when Lewis Hamilton stops learning a Ferrari and starts owning it? And here's the one that should scare every team on the grid even more. What if it's already happened? Let's go back to week 1. Hamilton himself said it openly.
I don't think today's felt good for anybody because it's so windy.
Grip was low, the track was dirty, the wind was killing the balance, the car demanded too many corrections at the worst possible moments. He even joked, understanding every technical variable felt like needing a degree. That was the narrative. A 7-time champion, a brand new team, a brutally complex 2026 regulation, and a Ferrari that hadn't yet shown him its face. Every expert expected months of fine-tuning. Every analyst expected a slow build, because that's what team changes in modern Formula One look like. You relearn braking references, you reprogram your instincts, you survive before you thrive. But that was just the start, because week 2 arrived, and the speech changed. Not loudly, not with headlines, silently, in the data. Ferrari stopped experimenting and started executing. The steering wheel became cleaner. The micro-corrections, those tiny nervous inputs that reveal a driver fighting the car, began disappearing. Degradation in long runs stopped spiking. It stabilized. It became predictable. And Nico Rosberg, someone who has sat in the same garage as Hamilton, read the same telemetry, fought the same battles at the limit, started changing his language. He wasn't talking about adaptation anymore. He was talking about something far more dangerous, because what happened next changed everything. Here's what everyone expected from Hamilton in Bahrain week 2. A driver still searching, still exploring, still asking questions. And on the surface, that's what Ferrari wanted you to believe too. No grandiloquent statements, no time attack headlines, no celebrations, just quiet work. But the telemetry told a different story. In the onboard footage from week 2,
Really getting my body and my mind into a much better place.
Not really sure where we are standing.
something subtle appears, something a casual viewer might completely miss. The transition from braking to rotation, one of the most revealing moments in any lap, became clean. Not careful, not managed, clean. The car wasn't surprising him at corner entry. It wasn't unsettling him at the point of maximum load transfer. The rear axle was offering real stability, and Hamilton was already anticipating it.
This is definitely, for me, obviously gone through quite a bit.
Not reacting, anticipating. And here's the twist, because that's not what adaptation looks like. That's what mastery looks like. Rosberg recognized it immediately, because he's seen this before. He shared a garage with the Hamilton who constantly corrects, and he shared a track with the Hamilton who simply executes. What he detected in Bahrain week 2 was the silent transition to the second version. Already. This is where Rosberg's analysis stops being an opinion and becomes a diagnosis. He used 2 words that landed like a thunderclap across the paddock. Dangerous connection. Not fast, not promising, dangerous. Because he wasn't impressed by a single quick lap. What struck him was structural stability across long run after long run after long run. Consistent pace maintained within a narrow band, lap after lap, simulating real race conditions. He pointed to the cleanliness of the steering wheel in critical areas, fewer micro-corrections, progressive movement, not reactive, progressive. That one distinction tells you everything. It tells you the car is no longer punishing the driver. And when a car stops punishing and starts obeying, a driver of Hamilton's level doesn't just go faster, he goes exponentially faster. Because now he's not using mental bandwidth to manage the car, he's using it to weaponize it. Rosberg noted it clearly. In previous Ferrari seasons, performance peaks were brilliant but brittle, a window so narrow that any shift in temperature, wind, or wear made it collapse entirely. The SF26 in week 2 looked different. The operating window appeared wider, the degradation appeared controlled, the foundation appeared solid. And if Hamilton is already inside that window in February, not after 3 races, not after the summer break, in February, then what we are watching is not the ceiling of this car, it is the starting point. So what does this actually mean for the rest of the grid? First, inside the Ferrari garage itself, because while Hamilton was building quietly, Leclerc was already sending a different kind of message. His 131.9 on the second week was not just fast, it was a declaration, a direct signal within the team. I am ready, I am the leader, come and find me. And Hamilton didn't react with anxiety, he reacted methodically, which, if you understand how Hamilton works, is the most dangerous response possible. Second, for the championship picture, Ferrari now appears to carry 2 distinct threats. Leclerc, explosive, immediate, aggressive from lap 1 of qualifying. Hamilton, progressive, surgical, building a version of himself that grows more lethal as the season develops. If both peaks arrive at the same time, Ferrari doesn't just win races, it controls championships. Third, and this is what Rosberg was really warning about, when Hamilton reaches that blind trust in a car, everything around him elevates, his energy management sharpens, his strategic reading deepens, and the psychological pressure on every rival, including his own teammate, becomes relentless. This wasn't just a promising test, it was a warning shot fired in silence. So where does this go from here? Scenario 1. Leclerc dominates the opening races. Hamilton uses those early rounds to complete his connection. By mid-season, Ferrari has 2 title contenders, and the rest of the grid is fighting for scraps. Scenario 2. Hamilton's pace curve accelerates faster than anyone predicted. By race 3 or 4, the internal dynamic at Ferrari shifts, and the paddock realizes this wasn't a comeback story, it was a takeover. Scenario 3. The rivals respond. Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren, they find their answers, but Ferrari, for the first time in years, doesn't crack under pressure, because the foundation is solid. And when a solid foundation meets adversity, it doesn't collapse, it hardens. So here's what Bahrain Week 2 didn't answer. Has Hamilton already crossed the line from learning to leading? And if Rosberg, the man who knows that transition better than anyone alive, is calling it a dangerous connection in February, what does he call it in July? One thing is certain. The preseason didn't crown a champion, but it revealed a pattern, and in Formula One, patterns don't lie. The question is, are you watching closely enough to see where this one ends? If you made it this far, you already know this season isn't about who's fastest in testing, it's about who's building something nobody can stop. So tell me, is Hamilton already shaping the SF26 into a title weapon, or is the real story still forming behind closed doors?